Hi everybody, Cellini here. We're going to do some exercise today, different series here with the exercise ball, or known as the Swiss ball. Now this is a 65 millimeter ball. The standard sizes are 55, 65, 75. You got to be pretty much a giant to use the 75. I like to use the 65 for my height. If you're probably under 5'5", you might want to go to a 55 centimeter ball, depending on the different exercises. Most exercises you could do on any size ball, but some of them are specific to the size, length of your leg, stretch of your spine. So what I'm going to do is just start with a little sit here. What I like to do is just get parallel, so I'm pretty much at a right angle at the hips, right angle at the knees. We always talk about the 3 bowls of water: pelvic girdle, rib cage, and head in alignment, malosternal position. So you want to keep that position. So I'm going to kind of go at a little bit of an angle here to show you, but we're just going to start keeping those angles, and you notice I'm getting a little bounce, a little kinetic energy going. Now once I start that, I don't have to do a lot to maintain that. It's almost maintaining itself kinetically. So just relax, very relaxed position. This is going to loosen your spine up very well. It's going to get a little energy flow, loosen that spine up from the brainstem all the way to the tailbone. I'm relaxing my toes. I'm not gripping at all. I'm going with the balance of the ball. All right. So what I don't want to do is tighten up in any of the exercises. If you start to lose your balance, go with it a little bit. Like a tightrope walker, if he stiffens up on that tightrope, he's going to fall. He's got to relax and go with it. Let the body, trust it, let the body find its natural balance from it. This is just very relaxed. Toes are relaxed. Letting my ankle joints go, my knees, my hips, my rib cage. Do a little side to side here, whatever feels good. Right? Keep that malosternal position. Keep a good pelvic girdle position. Bowl of water. Just relax. Slow, deep breathing. You can keep it slow and easy. You can go a little faster and bigger. Just play with the movement. But that bounce will get your whole spine and your body, your joints, to start loosening up. I always like to start with this. And a lot of times in the different movements and stretches I do, I'll do this ballistic bounce also to help my body relax. So I'm just going to start real basic. Some of the stuff we've done on break time and at the desk for stretching the neck. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop my chin a little bit and relax. Up over like a fountain of water. Just relax. So I'm going to go kind of quick, but you want to do these slow and take your time. Spend as much time. I'll spend an hour sometimes just on the Swiss ball. Go back, stretching the back. You want to stretch that neck. Don't pinch off. Don't lift the shoulder blades. Remember, keep it down. Go up and over. Like you have long hair and you shake it out. Back. Keep that little bit of a bounce. Don't tighten. Up and over like a fountain of water. Try to keep the shoulder, hands here, shoulder position, shoulders back. Shake. Side here, I'm just doing a little easy side to side bounce. Breathe, exhale, release. A little support on the ball here. Counterbalance on the knee. Breathe, release. Breathe, release. Breathe, release. And always do the other side. I'm going rapidly today. You take your time. Breathe, release. Breathe, release. You also can do this. Now, nice thing here is that when you're standing and you're not using the ball, you can turn your hips real easy. But when you're set on the ball and feet are in place, you maintain that lower body stability. So we're going to get a rotation, a counter rotation, upper pelvic girdle, or rib cage, torso against the pelvic girdle. So the hips are going to maintain forward. So hands in front, hands lower than the shoulders, hands front of the shoulder. Just a little breathe release, a breathe release. We did this in another video where we show you go to an end point and hold, and you feel you can't go anymore. Inhale, exhale, release. You'll go forward. You'll go further, Inhale, exhale, release. It's amazing what the breathing will do to help you stretch. Exhale, release. Obviously, you want to do everything on both sides. Right? Now, I'm going to keep my shoulder blades down. I'm just going to do a little stretch back here in my shoulders. I'm going to reach, not with my arm going up into my neck, but I'm going to try to keep my arm in place and take my ribs up. And my body will go to the side a little bit to stretch up, but don't tighten here. Stretch that rib cage. Think of pulling down with your hip, and opposite side. So arms pretty much are not reaching. I'm reaching from my rib cage, opening up that rib cage. You're going to feel this as well in the low back and the pelvic girdle, stretching the muscles that combine the two in that way. So that stretch back, up and over. Now while I'm here, I'm going to keep that little bounce. I'm just going to, and again, shoulders blade is down. I'm going to grab the elbow and I'm just going to pull back and get a little stretch down here, stretching the tricep and the shoulder. Try to release and keep space as much as you can between the ear and the shoulder. Stretch and you get a little bounce and you get a little body lean with it too. Now you'll feel the scapular muscle. Sometimes that'll even pop and release, almost like you get to the chiropractor. Free treatment here. And then always the other side. Stretch down first and then you start working the body. a little bit in that way. We've had these stretches you can do here, also to prevent the carpal tunnel, open up the brachioradial nerve, brachiomedial, brachial ulnar nerves. All right, the stretches we've done at our desk before. Again, shoulder blade down. I'm going to use a little counterbalance here. Stretch the neck. Now I'm going quick, but you want to go slow and don't tighten. Go up and over like a fountain of water. Once you hit that maximum stretch, I'm going to keep a little bounce to release the spine. I'm going to let go. I'm keeping this lateral position. Notice my nose position. Now, breathe, release, depending on how flexible. Breathe, release. You can go down. I'll support on the ground here. Now, I'll breathe, release, release, breathe, release. Keeping a counter here from stretch my neck very well here. And then breathe back. Now I'm going to reach up, keep the shoulder blade down. Breathe, release, breathe, release, breathe, release. Looking up over the other shoulder. I come back to the lateral position before I come up. Right? And then obviously you would do the same thing on the other side. You work it down, get your control, stretch the rib cage, not here, but up and over. So you're elongating the spine all the time when you do that stretch release, and then over, back to the lateral position, up over the other side. Keep this hand here in front of your shoulder. Back here, we'll stretch your shoulder joint, and you come back up to center. All right, I'm just going to do a little shoulder roll here. Okay, so do that for a while. Hips. Get those hips in there, back and forth. All right. Another thing I'll do sometimes when I'm doing this stretch, I'll get two birds with one stone. I'll get a little lateral stretch here, so I'm going to watch the angle of the knee. Remember, it's here. You never want to go here. That's harder than you. So a nice stretch here. Keep this toes facing forward. You can do a stretch like this, lateral. They have a yoga position like this where you're standing. Other side. Get a nice stretch using the ball there for a little pulse. You can get the bounce in there with it as well. You can do this stretch. You can make them up as you go, whatever you choose to do. A couple birds with one stone there on these exercises. And now I'm going to go into a little bit different series. I'm going to go this way. So we're going to sit. Now what I like to do here is I'm going to stretch my knee joints, my hip joints, my low back, and I'm going to progress with this into a really nice spinal stretch all the way from the cervical down to the lower lumbar vertebra. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk myself out, stay connected to the ball, low back stretching, watch my malar sternal position. 3 weights of the body now are in alignment at a different axis. So I'm going to adjust this a little bit. So I'm going to start dropping. Notice I'm connecting. I'm letting my spine roll and take the natural shape of the ball. Don't let your stomach stick right. Just keep your abs in a little bit to protect that low back so you don't get a huge archer. But I'm connecting to the ball and it's supporting me. I'm just going to use a little pulse. So you can do this slowly, stretching the knee joints out, not overstretching. Achilles tendon stretch here. Hamstrings get. Stretch down. Now I'm going to do this fast, but we would do this very slow. Sometimes I'll spend 10 minutes getting to my end position. I'm going to go a little bit faster now. Just be careful, depending on your flexibility, keep it comfortable. But I'm connecting here. Now what I'm going to do is keep that malar sternal position and just stretch my spine. Legs getting a little work here. I'm going fast, but you want to do these real slow. Then I'm going to progress. I'm going to go a little deeper and lower on the ball, where now I can get my neck. Let my neck release. I'm just going to do a couple of little easy ones to get that to try to release a little bit. Shoulder blades down. I'm connecting. I'm becoming one with the ball. Let my body form fit that ball. And you just ease in and you start going back a little bit. You put your hands here. You can do this at first. You want to really increase that stretch eventually. You got to adjust with your legs for balance. And I'm going to add my arms, stretch my shoulder joints out, not too narrow, just very comfortably, stretching back. Come all the way to this position and then back. Or you can take small ranges here. You just play with those ranges of motion. Now I'm going to go back and balance a little bit. Roll back. You get a little stress, come out of it and relax. Ease into it. Each time you do it, your body's going to want to go a little further. Adjust. I'm going to stretch. Now this is a more extreme position, but you work into it. Head is connected next to the ball. And I like to do some little reverse push-ups here. Stretching everything out. In a way, you kind of get the idea here on that one. Awesome. All right, now this is a very simple little stretch. We're just going to get on the ball here, do a little bounce. I'm just going to do some outside circles, external rotation in the hip joint using the ball. I'll do that quickly, internal rotation, which you can take your time and do a lot of those. Very good. Obviously, you want to switch. Do everything on both sides. Keep your body posture up. Use that ball. A couple other quick little stretches you can do here. To do this stretch, Get the right angle here, stretch down. You work this eventually down to the floor. You lean on the ball, then you'll turn this out. Stretching here. This is a little bit more extreme and advanced, but I'm using that ball for balance and support. You're just kind of hanging out here while you're getting your stretches. You build up and you keep these stretches comfortable, swaying back and forth sometimes, and same thing for the other side. We go into that other side. Okay, here's another stretch. I'm going to go out and just do a lateral. Just relax. Watch that angle on the knee. So that's the same kind of stretch we did either, a little bit more extreme. And I'm balancing on the balls. You can relax here. You can stretch your back out a little bit, let it relax, or you can keep up, work postural muscles a little bit. Obviously, we want to do everything on both sides. You can also, my deck's a little slippery, so I'm going to do part of the pad, but you can go in kind of to a split here and do the same type of thing. You could go in this direction. Well, let me go over here so you can really see what's going on. But you build up, of course. You don't go anything extreme, but I'm using that ball to help balance me, and eventually I'll work myself all the way down to the floor.